So one thing is defined the moment the independent India horoscope was created, that there will be some situation with the neighbors all the time.
Is Pakistan currently under Rahu? Because that's what astrologers are saying.
See, anyways, I don't know I'm supposed to say that, but astrologically Rahu is a planet which rules Islam. Though Modi ji is the third term as a Prime Minister of the country, the first two terms were quite easy for him compared to the third one, because his individual chart is not supporting him at this stage. That is the reason he's in bigger conflict.
So what is the relationship between astrology and karma? Because karma phal to bhogna hi padta hai.
See, karma plays a very important role. Astrologically, the bottom line says karam pradhan hai. This is above everything. You are asking me about the turbulence. It is not about the neighboring countries. It is also the turbulence within. So I think any kind of leader, today it is Narendra Modi ji, tomorrow if he is Rahul Gandhi or whoever, they should have this kind of responsibility to make it like one country.
In Vedic astrology, the year 2025 is ruled by the warrior planet Mars or Mangal. Some astrologers claim that's the reason we're seeing so much turmoil and conflict. So the question arises, do countries also have a kundli or birth chart like individuals? And are all events ordained by the stars or a result of karma or a combination of both? To answer all these perplexing questions, we have with us on Buzz by the Bay, internationally renowned astrologer, life coach and author Sundeep Kochar. Thank you. Namaskar. Welcome on Buzz by the Bay.
Thank you so much, Anushka. Hope you are doing great.
Yes, and you are the first astrologer on my show.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes, absolutely. So there's a lot I want to ask you.
Sure.
Firstly, starting with the current situation. It's a tumultuous time. We are seeing this conflict. The minute conflict broke out between India and Pakistan, we had a lot of astrologers flooding YouTube and the internet saying, oh, मैंने ये भविष्यवाणी किया था, like I told you there's going to be jang ho raha hai, and in May there'll be a war between India and Pakistan. And what do you make of all these astrologers who suddenly sprung up?
See, with the passage of time, things have changed. Though it is a divine science, it's supposed to be, the part of Vedas and part of Rig Vedas, more than 5,000 years old. And it is such a beautiful science. I am into this journey of astrology since the last 25 years. Okay. And according to me, astrology never go wrong. And I wrote it once long time back on Facebook that astrology is always right. But astrologers are left and right. So because of growing number of astrologers and to make their reel and everything go viral, it is kind of a new virus actually, where you want to make your mark and make your presence felt. And so definitely countries like India got independence on 14th of August midnight. It was practically as per in modern calendar 15th. So the ascendant which was at that time was Taurus. Then I can even quote, though maybe it is not official somewhere. I'm in touch with a person whose father was responsible for suggesting this ascendant, Pandit Surya Narayan Vyas, from Indore.
He suggested this.
Yeah, he suggested that it should be at midnight, so that the Taurus ascendant, like we do Lakshmi Puja during Diwali, we find something which is known as a fixed sign, that whatever is happening, if there is a Lakshmi, it should be fixed, right, for prosperity. Same goes with independence. Independence has to be fixed. So it is a Taurus ascendant rising, which is a fixed ascendant, and there is a Rahu on the ascendant. That means the diplomacy and tact which India would be having, or you may call it a foreign policy, it will be amazing. Nobody knows, what we are up to, and how, and it is more diplomatic compared to many other countries who are more straight and more direct and more vocal. So that is the power of Indian independence, India's horoscope. Then there is a third house where all the Mahabharata is there. A lot of planets, 5 planets over there, and creating rift in the third house. Third house is house of initiative, Anushka. Third house is also your neighbors. So one thing is defined the moment the independent India horoscope was created, that there will be some situation with the neighbors all the time.
So you said this person told Pandit Nehru that this is the right time.
Nehru ji or someone,
whoever was at that time.
So I don't know the complete figure, but this is what I got to know that. So that means astrology is an integral part of Indian system. From kings, rulers to now every politician. Even they may not claim openly that they say they don't accept it, that believe in astrology, but everyone does actually.
what, the politicians?
Absolutely. So earlier they used to call it Raj Jyotishi, because astrology was meant only for the rulers and the people who have the power. Now it is everywhere. So coming back to your question, this horoscope of independent India's horoscope is quite a good one, and it is a transitional also phase going on, exactly like Narendra Modi ji. He's also running the Dasha of Mars. India is entering into the Dasha of Mars, which is more dominating and more strong and more vocal now. So that is the reason India, like he said, a couple of days back, that this is a new normal. Operation Sindoor is a new normal. So new normal is more assertive compared to the earlier being more diplomatic and docile and this and that. So things have changed completely. So over the period of time, things have changed, and that is how the situation is different. So even if I can comment on Modi ji, the time which is running is not a very comfortable time. His first 2 terms were quite comfortable compared to the third one, because his own individual horoscope is not doing great.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that is the reason he's finding troubles here and there. So it is not easy, to handle something where there is a war-like situation and you are surrounded by this and that. So he's in a situation.
So his own individual horoscope, you're saying, you have studied his horoscope?
Of course, yes.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
And the horoscope of India, or let's say the birth chart of India,
Yeah.
you're saying right now it is showing difficult times.
Totally.
But again, just back to these predictions made by astrologers, made by Jyotishes on the internet, there were people put up clips that they had recorded months before this war or before this conflict, saying that there will be May 2025 mein jang hoga.
Yeah.
They had predicted it, and they put up their videos from,
Yeah.
those videos
So
have been up from
yeah.
many months before.
So I'm coming.
So what
on
do you
that.
make of that?
Yeah, Anusha. See, there were 6 planets aligned. Whenever there is a combination of planet together in the zodiac, we, even I put a reel a long time back on the same topic. I said this is a Mahabharata going on as per the conjunction of planet together in one horoscope. And not only that, Saturn and Rahu, 2 malefic planets, they are also together in the house of Pisces. So creating some turbulence, especially from 29th of March when Saturn moved to Pisces. It is conjoined Rahu, which will last till either 18th May or 30th May, because there are 2 dates of mean Rahu and nodal Rahu, true Rahu. So that is how, till 30th of May at least the situation would be more or like similar. But if you look at in a global perspective, forget about these combination, the situation between Israel and Palestine, and then Russia and Ukraine, it is on since years.
So it's not just about the alignment of the planets.
It is about the environment as well.
It's the environment as well.
Individual environment, and then what is going on globally. So now war is the new normal.
But I want to know, is Pakistan currently under Rahu? Because that's what astrologers are saying.
See, anyways, I don't know, I'm supposed to say that, but astrologically Rahu is a planet which rules Islam.
It's a north node of the moon, right? If you could just explain what Rahu is.
Yeah, so this is not a planet even. It is a shadowy planet.
Yeah.
When moon revolves around the earth and the axis where it cuts, it is called a dragon head and dragon tail in Western country. So Rahu is something which is the dragon head, head. It is illusion. You feel you are into that illusion. I can do this, I can do that. So in that illusionary phase, is it? If you call me, if you ask me, what about this belief system? If they say, if you do this, then you will get these many hoods when you go up. So is it a part of a spirituality? No. It is following some kind of belief which is contradictory, or which is controversial in a way.
Yeah.
So it is under Rahu, which is not real. It is more illusion. So you are creating illusion in people's head, and they are becoming more hardcore and radicals, and that is how the situation is becoming difficult.
So Rahu creates delusion.
Absolutely.
Is basically
Is the
what
right
you're
word.
saying.
Yes.
Rahu creates delusion, and this is essentially what is happening.
And it is not wisdom. Illusion or delusion is opposite to wisdom.
But you mentioned the Saturn transit into Pisces.
Yes.
So, I'm a Pisces, by the way. Does that have any impact? But no, what is the significance of this Saturn transit, really?
See, Saturn transiting in Pisces, there are 2 sides to it. One is Saturn is completing a circle of the entire 12 signs. Pisces is the last sign, and then it goes to Aries, which is a debilitating sign of Pisces. So it is still not bad. When it go to Aries, then it will create more slowdown all around and more struggles in a way. But when it is completing its cycle, it is conjoining with Jupiter. Saturn is karma, Jupiter is dharma. So anything you do within dharma, whatever they call it the karma, which is more related to dharma, it can give you, and that is how even in Indian system we call it Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. When every deed is related to your dharma, so something for humanity, something for mankind, one world, one family. This is the belief which our culture follows it. So in astrological, this is number one Raj Yoga. When your 9th lord and 10th lord, the house of dharma is conjoined with lord of the karma, it is dharma karmadhipati Raj Yoga. That means you have a purpose to do something for humanity and mankind. So it is not a bad situation. But the culprit is Rahu, which has conjoined with Saturn, and both the planets are malefic in nature, creating some situation in the house of dharma. So there is no dharma basically in that sense.
So there's no dharma. Okay, I mean this probably needs to be simplified a little bit. So Saturn is the planet of karma.
Yep.
Jupiter is dharma.
Yep.
When they're both in the same,
which is not bad.
It's
but
not
Rahu
bad.
Is also
but Rahu
there.
is also there. This is the north node of the moon,
Yes.
which makes people delusional.
Absolutely.
Then you're moving in a sort of regressive or negative phase.
True. So now you are under that influence of illusion.
I want to ask you, about just about the science or just about astrology. There are a lot of people who believe that astrology is a pseudoscience or it's superstition because it's not based on empirical evidence, there's no falsifiability, and it doesn't have the scientific rigor of astronomy. Is astrology based on mathematical calculations, equations? I mean, what do you have to say to people who say this?
So this is the second time in any kind of podcast or interview I have heard this word called pseudoscience. It reminded me of my live interview in BBC London, where that anchor, he asked me the same thing. We are getting live SMSs, Sundeep, and people are commenting that is astrologer and astrology is a pseudoscience. I said, give me your date, time and place of birth. I'll right away tell you who you are. And he gave me that during the live show, and I was ready with my computer. I put it in 10 seconds and told him that you are in a situation and I think you are planning to leave. So everyone was zapped because he was already in a situation which he was one of the lead anchor
of
trying to leave
BBC
in London. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I give you one example because of the word, it reminded me that. But astrology is amazing science. I think it is the most beautiful science anybody on the planet. Astrology you can't match with the supercomputers, because what is going to happen tomorrow you have no clue. Your pulse, your heart rate, and anything can be calculated or measured or you can find out. But what is going on in your head? Nobody can tell you. Your mindset. So astrologer in few seconds will tell you who you are, your strength, your weakness, your potential, your liking, your disliking, your past, your present, and where you are going, your future. So it is something which is amazing. So if you ask me, astrology is a divine science. It is a real placement of planet when you were born. So it is something which is so amazing. Sages, rishis at that time, at that era, without telescope, without any satellite, what calculation they have made, the distance and everything, the influence of planets on the human being is still valid. And I'm doing astrology on my MacBook. So from Vedas to MacBook, if something has traveled for so long, thousands of years, I think it has a substance.
Absolutely. If something has lasted, stood the test of time.
Absolutely.
Over thousands, not just hundreds, but thousands of years, there must be something to it.
Now coming back to I wanted to add here one thing, but it should be utilized in the right way. People are becoming more superstitious, and they are following some rituals, some totkas, some remedies which never work, and they feel there is a shortcut and you go to astrology and this will happen, that will happen. It will never happen. It will only help you to understand where you are. These are all pseudo effects, which you feel I'm doing this will happen. But astrology should be utilized in the right manner. Like firstly, choosing your partner, who your partner is. So if you know beforehand, okay, the person would be behaving something like this, the nature and the mindset or whatever. Either you will reject the person or you will accept the person the way it is. So no more surprises after marriage. Secondly, even for your children, you raise your children the way you are. But when your 3-year-old kid has a leadership skills, so you're not supposed to put that child under strictness or following this or that. Otherwise you will make him rebellious. What if the child is a sensitive child? Will make him introvert. So your child and raise him the way he or she is.
Absolutely. And also what I'm understanding is, why should Western science be the benchmark of all science? Because actually Vedic cultures existed much before the Western culture.
So that is how I say it differently. If something cannot be proved, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So science is lagging behind. You need to catch up with astrology and understand how mindset can be read, without even knowing who you are.
Yeah. So astrology, like you said, it's all about knowing someone's personality, the impact of certain planets, of alignments, certain equations between the planets on a person's mindset, capabilities, potential personality. So accordingly, they can choose a career, accordingly they choose a partner. I mean, that's essentially what it is,
and
right?
most importantly, know the self. You should know who
Know
you
yourself.
are. I'm a poet, I wrote it once कि इल्म तो है उन्हें सारी जहां का, लेकिन they know it all. इल्म तो है उन्हें सारी जहां का, लेकिन वो खुद कौन है इसका उन्हें पता नहीं. तो when you understand, okay, this is who I am, this is my strength, this is my weakness, this is my potential, this is my timeline, that is how you will be able to evolve and take right decision at the right time. That is a major purpose of astrology. And not only that, even looking at your palm, looking at your eyebrows, your face, your nose, your forehead, your ears, you can align everything with the horoscope. So that is the reason your communication is good, because your forehead is good, broad enough, your eyebrows are like that, no matter how much or how you pluck it, but you can't change the density and the fall of the hair. So the way you think, you have a research oriented mind, your communications are good, your high level of nose means morning time birth or good sun in your horoscope, that means you are a no nonsense person. So that is how your body language is, and this is, everything is aligned. The moment I will make your horoscope, these many planets, Mercury and Sun, will be your prominent planets in your horoscope.
Really?
So that is how you can.
Wow, so you're telling me all this about myself, just
Absolutely.
looking at me. Really, are you just flattering me, or you really mean that?
After this shoot, I will tell you.
Alright, so basically astrology relies on the influence of celestial bodies on human affairs.
Yes,
To
yes.
put it crisply, shortly,
True.
Again, I want to ask you about the year of Mars. If this is the year of Mangal, Mars, which is a planet which has the warrior spirit, which represents courage, which represents, protection and action on the one hand, on the other hand, also rage and conflict. It all depends on the placement of Mars. How is it?
Not at all. See, first thing here is, I need to correct everyone here. We are following a calendar which is not an Indian calendar. It is a Gregorian calendar, and Gregorian calendar got changed from Julian calendar 450 years back. In India, it is 2082. So why you are following 2025? You are Indian, you are supposed to follow Indian calendar, Vikram Samvat.
Yes.
So it is just a pseudo, it is like a placebo actually. We are relating. 2007, it was number 9. Then 2000, again after 9 years, 16, it was number 9, nothing happened. So now, because something is happening around the globe, people are saying year of Mars. Year of Mars came 100 times already in the past. So it is not because of it is 2025, it was because of various other reasons which we have discussed. So it is because now it is more relatable, because things are already happening.
Ah, okay, fine. Because conflicts are happening, people are saying it's a year of Mars.
Yes.
Not the other way around,
If you
actually.
check all the years of Mars, they were quite peaceful in the past.
Now I want to come to another issue, which is, what is the point? People go to an astrologer tells them certain things. Astrologers also make predictions. Sometimes you predict something great, you're going to get promoted, you're going to become the CEO of your company. On the other hand, sometimes you predict something dire. Oh my God, you're going to have an accident, this is going to happen. So, but what is the point of these predictions if one believes that you can't change this? Or can you change it?
See, I don't know how far you live from here, but even if you know the way, I'm sure you try to use GPS every time, like I did when I came. Though I knew, where it is. So GPS will tell you, like it is today, it is not going to take 1 hour. It may take 1.5 or 2 hours, because there is a road diversion or there is a traffic jam.
Yeah.
So GPS will tell you, it will not alter anything. It will not make you a new flyover. It will tell you, if this is not right, take another direction. Same goes with the GPS of life, which is astrology. It will help you to understand if nothing is going right, take left. It is like understanding your own path, but it's not going to change anything. So if you know your journey, if you know the timeline is not right, like somebody is not running a great time, he or she feels that he deserves to get better, there is no promotion happening, there is no increment happening, I need to change my job, but the person has no clue the time is the worst time of his or her life. It is a guiding tool. There is no miracle, there is no magic to astrology, but it is such a beautiful science. Astrologer can be your friend for life.
So if something negative is predicted, suppose there's a prediction that you're going to have an accident and break your leg. Let's say an astrologer tells you that. Can you avert it?
See, it is like taking precaution. Like doctor will tell you, your sugar is on the borderline case. Now you try to cut down your sugary intakes. So you will do that. It's like, as I've said, precaution. Precaution is better than cure. So sometimes, like people say, Marak Dasha chal rahi hai. Marak Dasha, that doesn't mean that the person will die. Marak could be an accident, it could be some kind of suffering because of some other reason. So it is like that. So if you know the time is not right, then you will be more cautious. Like Narendra Modi, he had a very humble beginning, as per the saying, he was selling tea on the railway platform. And Rahul Gandhi, he he was born in a family which already had produced 3 prime ministers of the country.
Yeah.
So he's still prime minister in waiting. So it is not about who you are. It is everything is time. The moment Rahul Gandhi will get a good time in his life, he'll become prime minister. Though today you may call him Papu, whatever they have branded, but the day he will become prime minister, you will start praising. Oh, he's a young dynamic leader of the country.
Is that in his chart?
See, he has got all the boxes ticked.
He's got the lineage.
If I am Rahul Gandhi, I will definitely say I will become prime minister because all the boxes are ticked. It is just about the time and waiting. See, if 2 people are running for something, and like we are running in a race, right? And you are not running a great time. Maybe I am not running a great time either, but your time is more bad than mine. Then you will stop. And I will win that race. So it's not like that Rahul Gandhi should get an amazing time. If the other person, who is his competitors, will get some situation, will be in situation, then he will win the race. That is how in every aspect of life.
So basically, it just tells you to be alert and tells you, not as such. It doesn't. Knowing the circumstances or knowing events that could happen or knowing that you're on a bad phase, you will just be more alert.
Absolutely, like even talking about Maharashtra, like Uddhav Thackeray, he was a CM of the state, and then something happened, and then out of nowhere, Shindeji became CM of the state, and then after the election, now Fadnavis is the CM of the state. But if you ask me, Fadnavis is not running a great time of his life. He's a great, stress already. Though Modi ji is the 3rd term as a prime minister of the country, the first 2 terms were quite easy for him compared to the 3rd one.
Okay.
Because his individual chart is not supporting him at this stage. That is the reason he's in bigger conflicts.
I want to ask you this question that always puzzles me. So, what is the relationship between astrology and karma? Because, karma phal to bhogna hi padta hai. You have to.
Absolutely.
Right? At the same time, there is astrology, there is alignment of planets. So how much is really ordained by this and how much is the result of your own karma?
See, karma plays a very important role. Astrologically, the bottom line says karam pradhan hai. This is above everything. Like Rahul Gandhi, even he has got all the boxes ticked, he will not take initiative. If he will not work towards it, gaining more knowledge, because his competition is, he's a student of that institute who is competing with his own dean or the principal of that institute. Like Narendra Modi is way ahead in energy and everything. So if he will not work on himself to come, at that level, he will never be able to achieve that. So karam is very important, no matter who the person is.
Right.
So karma, but at the same time taking right decision at the right time. That is how astrology is the bigger purpose. But more than that, I think it is about knowing yourself. Like, if you see, I believe in karma, I don't believe in astrology. I know what I am doing and I will do what I really want to do. And astrology is telling you, okay, you need to change little bit, few things in you. Like you have a leadership skills, very good. But your aggression sometimes, your body language is intimidating. People get insecure, including your bosses. So then you will understand. Then you will say, okay, let me be more friendly. Let me wear a smile. So astrologer who is a stranger, if he is able to tell you exactly the way you need to behave differently, or understanding yourself in a better way, or taking right decision according to the timeline, good time, go ahead, whatever you do. If it is a bad time, work hard and pray harder.
Okay, so that's where the astrologer comes in, tells you, behaviorally what you should do.
That's the most important thing. People ask me, I'm into motivational talk as well. So during one corporate talk, after 2 hours of my talk, when somebody asked me what according to me is the most important thing to get success in life, and they thought I will give some mantra or some remedy or something. I said the most important thing to get success is your behavior. If your behavior is good and time is bad, you won't feel a bad time. If your behavior is bad and time is good, again you won't feel a good time.
So an astrologer is also a bit like a therapist,
100%,
life coach, everything rolled into one.
You come to my office, you see astrologer and life coach. I believe in that. Yeah.
You've worked with many celebrities, including, of course, Amitabh Bachchan, many sportsmen. In what capacity do you help them? Do you
See, there are people who are already there. So you don't claim that somebody has become because of your guidance. It is all about helping them to overcome their own anxieties and insecurities. If talking about Bollywood, if you ask me, they are the most insecure people. Though always we look up to them, they are glittering stars. I wrote one poetry on that. कि हसरत थी कि हम भी सितारों में शुमार होंगे. I want to become a star someday. हसरत थी कि हम भी सितारों में शुमार होंगे. न थी खबर कि इस कदर अंधेरे भी साथ होंगे. So stars are shining, but in the dark background, and the darkness is a waiting period and the struggle and whatever whatever.
It's the backdrop to stardom. Yeah.
So you help them to understand their journey because of insecurities, and when next movie will come and how successful I will be. But I think in my 25 years of journey with astrology, God has been kind. I've got to meet those people who are already there, and then you feel good actually. When
any anecdotes you can give us with any celebrity or star, how you've guided them or helped them?
Like there are many, there are few who may not ask you directly, but they are just listening to you, and maybe subconsciously they are understanding it, but they may not. So starting from Shah Rukh Khan to Amitabh Bachchan ji, like Jaya ji showed me his horoscope. Shah Rukh Khan was not sure about his time of birth. He asked me even कि आपको कैसे पता? मेरी अम्मी को भी नहीं पता time of birth. मैंने कहा this is who you are, this is the way you think, this is the way you behave. He said that's right. So that is how it is. So even Deepika Padukone's horoscope I saw when she was not even in the Bollywood. Nobody knew her, and I told her mom that she will be like Aishwarya someday. So she became big at that time.
And you do that all with calculations, or you some soothsayer or something?
It is a combination, of everything.
Very interesting. You're busting a lot of myths for me, and I'm glad to have this conversation with you. You made predictions. You're known for predictions about President Obama's re-election and Trump. So, but are these predictions or are these based on pure political analysis? One could say that too.
No, even, there are few elections which are quite tough, even nobody can predict. So, for Obama, it was easy. That was his second term, so people thought of, but I saw his chart, and I saw, during Trump and Hillary. So, the title which was published on Z News, it was like Trumping or Hilarious. That was the title I suggested. Trumping or hilarious.
Okay.
So there I predicted, and I saw the horoscope, what the data was provided to me, and I saw it clearly that no matter who the person is not having a great time. So Hillary, though she was a favorite, but she was not having a great time of her life. And Trump, his Jupiter Mahadasha was about to start. So anyone who is a businessman has zero knowledge about politics and is aspiring to become the president of the United States of America, there has to be something substantial coming in his horoscope. So I saw his Guru Mahadasha beginning. So it was easy for me to predict, because astrology, as I've told you, should never go wrong.
I want to end on the note of India, of Bharat. How long are these tensions going to go on for? How long will the ceasefire last? Just generally, if you could talk a little more about Bharat's birth chart.
See, Bharat birth chart, as I said, there's one was Akhand Bharat earlier, that even included Afghanistan, and there was no Pakistan earlier. So that is another thing. But as I've said, from Independence India's horoscope, the relationship with the neighboring countries would be almost always like this, mostly. But because of the diplomatic, as I've said, Rahu is on the ascendant of the Independent India horoscope, we know how to handle things. So that is the best thing. So if you ask me, the bottom line of the Indian system, political system, I would say diplomacy. So we are best in that. So I think if we can handle it going forward, even if we can handle things more diplomatically, things will be under control. But another thing is, which I really wanted to bring it in this system, like you were talking about Bharat. Now people, they don't want to say Bharat Mata Ki Jai. They are more Indianized in a way. So there's nothing wrong with it. Like people, they feel good in saying we are secular. What I'm trying to say is, it is good. I believe in one family, one world, as I've said earlier. But I think that you have to also create that kind of harmony. So that harmony is not happening. So you are asking me about the turbulence. It is not about the neighboring countries. It is also the turbulence within. So a lot of people are creating politics, basically. It is politics. I've got a lot of friends, my clients, who are from different belief systems, and they are amazingly great people. But it is all about things being politicized. Everything is going haywire. So I think any kind of leader, today if it is Narendra Modi ji, tomorrow if it is Rahul Gandhi or whoever, they should have this kind of responsibility to make it like one country. So that kind of harmony you have to create. So I think we have to become more spiritual in that sense, because religion, I always say, is man-made. So I think it is a responsibility of every politician, no matter which party they belong to, and every individual, to create that kind of harmony, which is very important. Because you can't push any particular religion out of the country. You have to live with it, because it is a part of the system.
Yeah, absolutely not. We cannot push anybody out of the country, and I think that's such an important message, Sundeep ji, that you've given, that we have to, that internal harmony is very important. especially at a time when you're taking on an external enemy, staying united, staying harmonious, not being politically divided on religious line. Astrology is a Vedic practice, it's a Vedic science. But do you have clients from other religions also? Do you have Muslim clients, Christian clients?
Dubai is like my second home. I've got a lot of Arab clients as well, people who belong to that. That includes ruling family as well. So even openly nobody says that they believe in it. Like I was doing a show with ARY. It is a Pakistani channel from Dubai in between 2006 to 8. It was a 2 years long show called Guiding Star with Sundeep Kochar. I used to do live actually 2 hours, and there I met better Muslims. They used to ask me, Sandeep ji, hamare they call Nazumi. Astrologer is Nazumi. Hamara istiqbal bataiye, future. So I used to ask them, Mohammad Saab, do you get time to pray? नहीं, मैं बहुत busy रहता हूँ. मैंने कहा, if you are not even, you are not spiritual at all actually. When you have no time, then even God will have no time for you. So I made better Muslim out of Muslims, in that way. So what I'm saying is, you show them the right direction, no matter what religion a person follows. So I have got people from across every kind of religion or every kind of nationality.
Okay, that's fascinating. That's extremely fascinating. And on this question of ceasefire, you think this is going to last? I mean, are things going to get better?
The relationship, as I've said, because of the third house, it is going to be like this. Today it is Pakistan, and they will now, repair whatever damage has been done to their country. They may take 10 more years, to bounce back. Then it will be China who will be again trying to infiltrate in a way. Now Bangladesh is trying to get their own wings, So then Sri Lanka, they offered that port to China. So it is all neighboring countries, Then China is making inroad in Nepal and Burma. So it is not a great scenario actually.
It's not a great scenario. Yeah. So our neighboring countries are going to be problematic for us.
Yeah, so you can't fight them out. So what I'm saying is, use the Rahu on the ascendant of Indian's horoscope. Diplomacy.
So use diplomacy.
Absolutely. The more stronger the leader is, the more he will have the power to use diplomacy. If I know you, I can't win over you. I will say, hi, how are you? So it is a diplomatic way to become friendly to you. That is how diplomacy works.
So that is your message. That's what the stars say. Use diplomacy. Stay united within.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's a wonderful message to end on. Thank you so much, Sundeep Kochar, for joining us.
You're welcome.